Hi guys, it's the Middle Maniac back again, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review on the Iron Maiden Soundhouse tapes. Originally the Soundhouse tapes were just like, I think like 4 or 5 demo versions of songs from, I think, the very first album, or I think it's the very first album. Originally they were the demos of the original album, or that and the Killers album. But this is a rarer version. I think it was this one. Now, originally the Soundhouse tapes were released to the public there was a box set in, like, I think the early 90s called Iron Maiden the First 10 Years, and it had the Soundhouse tapes, like everything from like really early to like the Peace of Mind album. So like what was like 78 stuff from like 78 or 79 to like 83. So it was like the Soundhouse tapes all the way up to the Peace of Mind album. That was the box set of the first 10 years. And the original version of this, it was on CD, CD and vinyl. Originally it was just 4 or 5 tracks, I think, from both the Iron Maiden self-titled debut and Killers. But this version, which seems to be harder to find, especially in mint condition, I was able to buy this off of Amazon. There was only one listing. I was able to buy this off of Amazon, but I had to act fast because I'm pretty sure someone would have bought it if I didn't buy it like immediately. Anyway, this version came out in 2017, so pretty recently. But I guess I probably was a limited edition. I mean, because I haven't seen this anywhere. So I'm pretty sure it might have been a limited edition. Anyway, this version is the Soundhouse tapes combined with like there's the Soundhouse tapes, like the demos of certain songs, but also has I guess rehearsal demos as well, and early live versions of songs. Like it says, the Soundhouse tapes and rare tracks, 1978 to 81. So there's 20 tracks on here, which you would think would need to have 2 discs for 20 tracks, but apparently not. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need 2 discs, since all 20 tracks are not over 5 minutes long. Like, I know there's like, I don't know, at least 1 or 2 that are around 5 minutes long, but I don't know. Anyway, the lineup on here is very weird because, again, this is 1978 to 81, so the lineup changed multiple times. It says on here, Paul Di'Anno, of course, on lead vocals, Steve Harris on bass and backing vocals, as usual, Dave Murray on guitar, as usual, Tony Parsons on guitars on tracks 5 to 7, Dennis Stratton, guitars and backing vocals on tracks 10 to 15, Adrian Smith on guitars and backing vocals on tracks 16 to 20, Doug Sampson on drums on tracks 1 to 9, and Clive Burr on drums from tracks 10 to 20. Sorry, sometimes the way there's a picture on there, and sometimes because the words are in white, or printed in white, sometimes they can be harder to see both in like a non-very lit, like, as you can kind of tell, it's weird because the tracks, the words are in white on top of a picture of the band, and so it's kind of hard to like make some of it out. Especially, you can't tell here. It looks on the camera, it looks like a bright room for some reason, but I'm actually in the corner of my room where my lamp is turned off right now, so it's kind of slightly hard to see this because all the words are in white and there's a picture on the back. So I'm just rambling. I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, those were the listings of the band members. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna get started with the tracks. Number one is a demo version of the song Iron Maiden. And yeah, it's not good. It's very slowed down. Very, very, very slowed down compared to the studio version. And it's terrible. Invasion is a song apparently that never made it to the studio albums. Or I think it may have made it to a single, a B-side of a single, but I don't know for sure. They don't own any singles. I'm gonna have to buy the singles just at some point, but yeah. Invasion, not a good song. The demo version of Prowler is terrible. Again, it's slowed down very much compared to the studio version. Strange World, again, it's not one of my favorites, and I just don't like it overall. I think it's okay now, but yeah, demo version, not good. But the demo version of Sanctuary is awesome. Like the first demo version. The second demo version is kind of bad, but this version, yeah, there's two versions of Sanctuary on this album. Two versions of the demo version. But yeah, this first demo version is really, really good. I like it. The demo of Wrathchild is pretty good. The second demo of Sanctuary is terrible. The demo version of Running Free is pretty good. I love it. Burning Ambition, I think, is a cover song. I think so. I'm not entirely sure. But it's really, really good. I love it. Here we go to the live stuff. Drifter, a live version of Drifter. Really, really good. I've Got the Fire. I know that's a cover, but I don't know from what band it's originally from. But yeah, it's awesome. I absolutely love it. The cover of Women in Uniform is awesome. This is another live version. I love it. Invasion, again, the live version of Invasion. Already a bad song. I don't know. I don't like it. The live version of Phantom of the Opera, one of my favorite tracks off the this thing. I'm hesitant to call this an album because it's not really an album. It's not even really a live album. It's just basically a compilation of the Soundhouse demos and early live recordings. I honestly don't know what to call it other than a weird compilation album. Not even a compilation album, just a compilation. Anyway, live version of Phantom of the Opera is awesome. The live version of Sanctuary is pretty cool. Live version of Running Free is awesome. Again, Remember Tomorrow, I hate it. The live version of Wrathchild is awesome. I love, if you see the an early version of that live, like the footage, just Paul Diano's just having way too much fun. Like, he's all over the place. He's amazing. He just has so much energy. But yeah. A live version of Killers. I love hearing live versions of the song because whenever they play it live, okay, so even though it's probably one of the fastest paced Paul Diano era songs, other than Purgatory maybe, but when they play Killers live, they speed it up so fast, and I absolutely love it. It's like the live version of what was it? Oh yeah, it's like the live version of Black Magic by Slayer. Like when Slayer plays Black Magic live, they speed it up super fast. So yeah, the live version of Killers is kind of like that, how they speed it up so much when they play it live, and I absolutely love it. Has just so much raw energy to it. And the final track, the live version of Innocent Exile, is pretty awesome. But yeah, let's see. Disc. And here, let me get this pamphlet out really quick. And there's the front, Iron Maiden, just Paul Diano and the rest of the band performing live. You can see on the bottom it says the Soundhouse tapes and rare. Sorry, I'm trying to read this backwards. Hold on. There we go. The Soundhouse tapes and rare early tracks, 1978 to 81. On the back, you can see the different band members. On here, on here is the track listing. I think of the original. I think it might have been originally an EP, but like a private EP. I think it said like somewhere certain tracks, especially the original Soundhouse tapes, were just privately owned. I think they were just like demos to be owned, like to be sent out to whatever record label they were under at the time, or trying to coax into signing contract with them. Oh, Rock Hard Records. Huh. I thought it was always. I don't know. I never heard of Rock Hard Records before. Maybe they were originally under them, but then they changed. I don't know. I always thought they were. I thought they were because I thought they were originally under Harvest Records. Because I know the early vinyls. They say Harvest Records. So I don't know. Maybe they were originally under Rock Hard Records, then moved to Harvest Records. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm trying to read this handwriting. Like on the back, there's like stuff like handwritten, but the smaller stuff is harder to read. Oh, front photo, live at the HM Soundhouse, Kingbury, taken by Rob Loomhouse. Back photos by Chris Haler, label and sleeve design, and artwork by Steve Harris. This record's dedicated to Iron Maiden fans everywhere. Sorry, it's really small handwriting right here, and it's really hard to read. Hold on, I'm gonna actually try to turn on my lamp to see if that actually helps. I know I just read the whole thing, but I'm just trying to test it out. Hold on. Yeah, that's actually better. But yeah, I should have had my lamp on in the first place. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, and then it says, this is bigger handwriting, so this is easy. It's not all smudged down. Every so often, one special band emerges from the mass of untired and unknown hope folks. Sorry, still, I don't know. Someone's handwriting on here is not that good. Unknown hope folks, which fill the streets of the rock world. Iron Maiden is just one such band, bringing with their emergence a style of rock music so hard, gritty, and honest in its delivery that only success can justify their hard toll. The tracks on this EP, yeah, I was correct. It was originally an EP. Anyway, the tracks on this EP were the first ever recorded by the band, and are authentic, unmastered cuts taken from the demo tapes, recorded at Space War Studios in Cumberside. I think it's Cumberside. Handwriting's in certain sections is not that good, honestly. Anyway, Space War Studios in Cumberside on December 30th, 1978. Subsequently, transitioned to me in the Soundhouse a week later. After one hearing, it was obvious that Iron Maiden would become one of the leaders of present-day heavy metal, combining the sort of talent and hard drive that the music world must not ever lose, or must not ever ignore. As you can see, it's really, most of the handwriting, at least on this section, is pretty decipherable, but there are certain words that look smushed, like the handwriting looks smushed, like someone who's running out of space to write. That makes it hard to read in certain areas. But yeah, that's the back. And then the inside is artwork. As you can see, there's the original artwork for Running Free, the artwork for Sanctuary, and then the covers of the live versions, or the cover art for the live versions. Same thing with this. There's the Woman in Uniform single cover, and then the back. Oh no, I think these aren't live versions. These are the backs. So yeah, that's the front artwork, back artwork, front art. Anyway, then the front of that, back of that, front of Made in Japan, and the back of Made in Japan. Oh, speaking of Made in Japan, I think I accidentally said, okay, so in one of the earlier videos I did, one of the videos I did a while ago, I accidentally called it Made in England. Like, I was mentioning that I realized that the Made in Japan live album that I ordered wasn't actually coming till August, and I think I accidentally said Made in England. I'm so sorry. I mean, there is a Made in England live album, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about Made in Japan. Anyway, the hell happened? Either the electricity flickered or was my stupid lamp. I think it was a lamp. I'm sorry. I don't know if you saw in a different video. I tried to turn it on last time and it just was going haywire, so I just decided to leave it off. The handle is not. I think it's broken. Or I don't know what's wrong with it. But anyway. Sorry. Okay, so the only downside to this album is the case, because hold on. As you can see, it's very hard to get the pamphlet back in because yeah, there's your usual tabs to keep the pamphlet in, but then you have middle tabs right here and here, and they're so small that you could accidentally put the pamphlet over them the wrong way, and when you close it, they kind of bunch up the pamphlet and kind of dent it. So you have to be really, really careful. And I don't know if it's just this version. I don't know if it's just this case in particular or all the cases of this thing. It's very loose. Like, it's very, like, this thing is okay, but the actual hinge, I don't know if it's the hinge or the case itself, but it's very loose. Like, as you can see, it doesn't stay shut that well. I might have to replace the case at some point. But yeah, overall, it's really, really good. Yeah, there's some stuff that's terrible. Like, certain demo versions of the songs are pretty bad, but certain ones are really good. And the live stuff is amazing. Like, the live stuff is what makes this collection of stuff. Like, I'm not gonna call it an album or a live album because it's not really. But overall, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. No, a 6 out of 10. It has some stuff that's not that good, but the rest is, like, really, really good. Like, if you're a hardcore music collector, if you really like heavy metal, and you love Iron Maiden, this is a must-get, but like I said before, it's pretty hard to find, especially in mint condition. I just happened to browse Amazon, and someone was selling one. Like, they had a lot, but there was only one, this one that was mint condition. But yeah, you're gonna have to probably look a little bit to find a mint condition one, but it's definitely worth it. Like, even if you have to go on eBay and it costs a little bit more, mint condition, it's worth it. And if you can't find a mint condition one, then just get a really excellent condition used one, because if you're a fan of Iron Maiden, this is something you must have, because it's just amazing. It could have been, I don't know, I think the only thing that's weighing it down a bit from not being a 10 out of 10, like, I would love to put this at 10 out of 10, but it's just like a 6 out of 10, is the fact that certain majority of the actual Soundhouse tapes, like majority of the actual demos, suck, just because they're extremely slowed down compared to the songs on the albums. But certain demos and every single one of the live versions are just awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. But yeah, it's something that every single Iron Maiden fan should own. But yeah. Oh, where did I put this? I'll make space for it later. But oh yeah, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.